Now, buddy, the flight sim community recently has been on fire, and it's been due to this new aircraft add-on release here from Flight Sim Studio, the E-Jet. For $40, you can buy it now on Aerosoft, but not many people want to. For example, here on Reddit, Flight Sim Studio, E-Jet series is a scam. The FlightSim.to review about it, which kind of praised it actually, saying things like Flight Sim Studio has created a detailed depiction of the short-range jet with correct flight dynamics, custom sound back, and detailed system simulation, have been commented as, "This is a blatant lie, and to be completely honest, I'm starting to wonder about the transparency of this article." A new competitor to CS and Braddock, the worst planes ever released for the flight simulator. "The plane needs lots of work. Yeah, my guess is a pretty face with no personality systems. €40 for a plane. What is an early access version with that many bugs and missing features? No way. The most telling thing how bad it is has to be the lack of repaints of FlightSim.to. Yeah, people don't like it. So buddy, I of course thought, why not? I spent $40 on this, just to make a video about it. See, the ERJ and Microsoft Flight Simulator have never really had a good relationship. I mean, we all remember the virtual coal ERJs that were released last year, 2 stars right here on the stores. Incredibly poor aircraft back then, almost even unflyable. I made a video on how weird it was to control. No proper physics at all. The plane sucked. No, really, I mean, look at this approach. What are we doing? So the eyes of the E-Jet fanboys lit up when they saw Flight Sim Studio, a Swiss developer, actually this even like a joint stock operation, this thing, when they showcased their E-Jet, a shiny plane, yes, with beautiful little, look at this clip right here, looks absolutely beautiful here with the ERJ. People were getting their heads up, but now that they've released this plane here for the flight simulator, people have been disappointed. Well, first of all, we have to clarify is that we are dealing with an early access plane. That means there's going to be lots of major issues that they're aware of, and issues that they're right now almost like hot fixing. Lots of things going on right here, lots of bugs being known, quirky autopilots, that's what a lot of people criticize. But the opposite of that apparently is a discounted price. $40 for an incredibly realistic plane isn't too much. Let's take a bit of a look here, all right? All right, here we go. Welcome aboard the plane. What we have to say is the cockpit is absolutely shiny. It's beautiful. And well, for the most part, it's been described as pretty all right, I guess. I mean, I've never flown an ERJ. I've literally only barely been a passenger once. I have no idea about this plane, but the touchscreen works cool. The TCAS and weather and checklist items seem grayed out, which is a great analogy for the lacking depth of the features. The systems aren't really well implemented here. For example, the flight management system is a little bit, it's not great. It's not even that close to the real deal, is it? This plane has been described as a half-baked plane. It's definitely not finished, even though still, for the most part, most of the systems do work. At least for the normal flight operation. Stuff like the fire extinguishers don't work, so that's great. Something else that's been criticized, and they've noted this down as well, is the FPS performance. I can literally count the frames on my computer. It's a bit embarrassing, but let's do it. Like, seriously, look at the airspeed indicator. Like, that's so slow right there. Oh, that's not great. I have to tone down the graphics. Anyway, come on, let's take off, do a little bit of a flight test here. We're somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. Beautiful performance, and our door is open. I don't know how that could have genuinely happened. I spawned on the runway. All right. Interesting. All right, let's get the landing gear up. We can hear it, which is a bit unusual in the outside view. Yeah, let me tell you, the sound of the plane has been described as being a little bit not great. But first impressions aren't half bad. Look at those wings swinging around. What they definitely created is a beautiful model of this Brazilian plane. I mean, look at this. Look at how beautiful this landing gear looks. This is definitely top tier. Definitely pretty face right there. The plane's early access weaknesses come even clearer when we talk about normal flight procedures. We're here on the ground here at Gibraltar. And of course, the doors are open. Let's go ahead and use our little iPad next to us to close them all. The thing is, look, we can operate the ground, but something that's of course missing is any of the other features. Fit details, departure. Yeah, definitely that's the half-bakedness. Only the doors are operable. All right, there we go. Well, maybe come on, let's go and just turn this plane on, right? All right, here we go. Battery 1, battery 2. Turn that all to auto. It's a very automatic plane. I mean, you know, ERJ came out in like 2004. Definitely isn't the newest, but it's totally up to date to fly. I like this one. All right, making a little bit of a party here. I like how this cockpit feels, honestly. It feels very premium. Here we go. Systems are starting up. All right, system alignment is going on right there as well. Right, let's start the engines here with probably the coolest engine start switch I've ever seen. Like, you know, it looks very military style here on the ERJ. Absolutely no problem at all. Definitely, this is the most realistic ERJ that we've had so far for the flight simulator, which is not a very hard thing to achieve. I mean, for sure, it's not the most realistic plane we've had. The circuit breakers don't work great. As the engine is starting to spool up, there we go. Oh yeah, these are quite miserably small. Right, there we go. We can take a bit of a look into the cabin while we're at it here. Very small cabin because it's a small ERJ. I don't really know where the passengers from that preview clip came from, but still looking absolutely okay. Yeah, all right, come on, let's try a landing now. Oh, the performance is really bad. Let me just tell you, with normal planes, I can easily play on the settings here in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's probably the plane's fault. All right, let's try now landing. Oh, it is messy. I crashed the new one. I crashed the new plane. All right, come on, let's stop now. I'm sorry, little ERJ. I mean, you can barely tell it because of poor FPS. That was actually an easy stop. Yeah, something that's always fun about the ERJ is the performance. I mean, this plane flies like a private jet. You know what? Even though some people have been criticizing physics, I'm not quite sure about that one. I cannot really tell much about it. Great! So that's been a good landing right here. So everybody, the plane that's been dividing the internet, does it deserve the hate? I don't think so. It's got a really rough start. I mean, it's kind of just what early accesses are. The developers are trying to gain money here, probably for funding the rest of the development of this project. And, you know, the consumers, I am trusting these guys that they will deliver what's promised, the proper realism that they're promising. So it's now up to us. Do we trust this Swiss little company to not run away with our money and just keep the plane as it is? Is it a must buy just yet? No. But is it a must not buy? I don't think so either. It's all right. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, good night.
Well, thank you so much to all the people who give me lots of monies, like Mariana, Ragings, Junk in the Trunk, Mike, John O'Brien, Derek, Matt, Sleepy Boy, Kelly Chaos, Ryland Williams, New York, Shadow, Ignuana, and Moritz Bohausen.